Trevs Hockey Show. I'm the Trev. It's too sweet. Anyway, keep it on with personnel changes. And the funniest thing, not that I'm making this video, the funniest thing was before everything yesterday started happening, and if they would have happened to announce it before I went to bed, I did this video yesterday. But hence, it was announced when I went to bed. But anyway, before all this went down, I was thinking to myself, why don't you make any Vancouver Canucks videos? As is, the playlist only has one video in it. Maybe we should change that. And I had everything started to do that, and this happened. So here I'm making another Vancouver Canucks video. Probably my first one since the reverse retros. And this is something Canucks fans have been wanting for ever and a day. And this is a rare 2-for-1. I'm doing both news stories in one video. The front office is clear. Jim Benning's gone. His assistant GM's gone. Travis Green is gone. The assistant coach is gone. Changes are coming. Let's talk about the first and foremost one that was leaked heavily before everything was final yesterday. It's Travis Green. He was hired to be the Canucks coach on April 26th, 2017, taking over after Willie Desjardins was relieved of his duties. And really nothing much managed to happen for him success-wise in the 4 1/4 seasons. I mean, you take out the 1920 season, which was the most wins under him at 36. They missed the playoffs every single year. And I remember when he was hired, this was supposed to be the difference maker behind the bench. But either way. And again, the 1920 season was shortened. So, I mean, regardless, they would have made it anyway, but they got in on point percentage like most teams did. But they would have made it anyway. Counting his 8-15 and 2 start for this season. His record in Vancouver is 133 wins, 147 losses, and 32 shootout/overtime losses, with a 10-7 playoff record. And it's surprising he wasn't let go a little sooner. I mean, usually when you don't make the playoffs for the first 2 seasons, that's an issue. When you only make the playoffs 1 time in 4.5 seasons, it's a much different story. But I'm sure there are reasons, as there always is. Now he's getting replaced by Bruce Boudreau, who comes in with a 567 win record, 302 losses, and 115 extra time losses, I guess we'll call it that, in 984 games with Washington, Anaheim, and Minnesota. And Boudreau definitely knows how to coach to win. He coached 8 division titles. It's not saying something. I mean, as far as regular season's concerned, yeah, he's definitely the guy you want to run the ship. Playoff success, however, is something that's completely eluded him, but they at least made a good coaching decision when they felt they had to make one. Given it is Boudreau, given it is the Canucks, I mean, it's never too late to turn the season around. Winning the division, that might be a little bit tough given who you got at the top right now. Your Calgarys, your Edmontons, your Anaheims. But they have 2 seasons at least with Boudreau, so anything can happen. They might even make the playoffs this season. They could salvage that. We'll see. Let's talk about number 2. It's Jim Benning. He came on May 21st, 2014 after being an assistant GM with the Boston Bruins. The same Boston Bruins that beat them for the Cup in 2011. So having already gone to the dance and already having Stanley Cup experience as an assistant GM, the idea was the ship would be righted and everything would be okay. Upon his arrival, like I said, high expectations. not met so well, really. I mean, in his time, they only played playoffs twice. And that's coming off of a Stanley Cup run 3 years prior to his hire. They made the playoffs in his first season, and they went as far as 6 games. But his first season was also the most wins under him, with 48. All told, his record since 14-15 in this first quarter of the season. Under Benning, the Canucks went 242 wins, 257 losses, and 61 extra time losses. And Benning wasn't always known for being a tactical GM. I mean, you look at some of his trades, especially the more recent ones, getting up Oliver Ekman-Larsson. Yeah, you freed up a huge cap hit with Louis Eriksson, which was a signing he made. And he brings in all these veterans that are supposed to help. He brought in Ryan Miller. He brought in Oliver Ekman-Larsson. He brought in Rad Verbata. But you also lost guys like Ryan Kessler, like Jason Garrison. And outside the first round, when it came to drafting, not much stands out. I mean, if you look at drafts for 2014, I picked out a couple of names that stood out to me. 14 was Jake Virtanen at number 6. 15 was Brock Besser. 17 was Elias. And 18 was Quinn Hughes. Outside the first round, though, there's really not much as far as additional depth is concerned. Under his watch, though, I mean, he put together a Calder Trophy winner in Elias Pettersson. And saw the Sedins win the King Clancy. Henrik won himself in 2016 before winning his brother in 2018. So there's some individual hardware that came under his tenure, but not what they were looking for. Especially with expectations of Stanley Cups in their eyes. You know how Vancouver fans get. Just look at how Game 7 went. Benning's replaced on the interim by Stan Smeel. Which the funny part, back to the beginning, was that was going to be my topic and his retired number. I was going to get back on that, so look for that, I guess. But those are the changes that finally came, that were finally welcomed in Vancouver. But here's what I think on it. Feel free to let me know what you think down in the comment section. Short term, this could be a very great thing, especially if the players buy in to what Boudreau's selling. It could be a great thing because Boudreau can get good results out of his guys, but at the same time, it might be a case of where his style just doesn't match up with their play, or at least with the players they got. But time's always the judge on these things, right? Like I said, it was just a matter of time till all this happened. I mean, I would think if it wouldn't have happened yesterday, it would have happened at least come the Olympic break. Maybe even the end of the season if they wanted to prolong it. But like I said, it's not too long for them, or it's not too late for them to turn their season around. They still could do it. It's just a matter of will they, or are they looking forward to the next season already? Hard to say, but I think it's about time the Canucks had a competitive team that they haven't had in almost 10 years now. It's been that long. They probably welcome it. So that's another one of Trev's Hockey Shows. I want to thank you for tuning in. Don't think I don't appreciate the gesture, especially if you're tuned into this far. You know, it's always a great thing. It helps everything out as far as watch time and algorithms and all that's concerned. So it really does work out for you and for me. But since you're here, hit that like button. While you're at it, if you haven't already, that red button that says subscribe all over it, we're 3 away from 100. So let's get there. Let's make that happen. Subscribing makes you feel good. Do it. My socials in the description down below. Moving forward, I got one more video to make. I probably could make it in a couple minutes. So either way, in the meantime, in between time, be looking for more videos from the Trev. Later.